Yes, I think you're just describing yourself. Yeah, baby.
Did I just? I'm definitely
Come
not
on.
a certified fitness instructor. I didn't
Okay,
know
well,
that about you really until I read your bio on Instagram. I was like, how did I not know that all this time?
I didn't really announce it, but I thought it might as well just put it on my Instagram because I do share a
Uh-huh.
lot of workout videos, and I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure people knew that if I was sharing, it came from a place where I was certified and that I've learned about
Mm.
it. So, and I guess I did it because I do so much workouts, and I thought a lot of people ask me for advice. So I wanted to make sure that the advice came from a very sound place. How you doing, babe?
I am severely sleep deprived, as you
Oh,
can tell.
aren't we all?
I know we're kind of on the same boat right now because we're handling like
I
babies.
know. Well,
Yeah,
for
but
me,
oh,
it's
wait, I
like
have a
all over
few.
again.
Yeah, I have a few wishes for you first. Selamat berpuasa. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
making time to do this with me. And of
Thank
course,
you.
congratulations to you and your family on the new baby, Idris. He's the cutest. How old is he now, by the way?
He's gonna be 3 months on the 3rd of April, and gosh,
3rd of May, you
he's
mean?
sorry, 3rd of May. That's right, 3rd of May. He was born on the 3rd of Feb, so
Okay.
3rd of May he'll be 3 months. But he's such a big baby, and I have to get used to the size because when I delivered my twins, they were really tiny. So it
Mm-hmm.
took ages for them to catch up to like the like he's actually the size of a small 6 month old baby. Can you imagine that? He's not even 3 months yet.
Wow.
And
Are you breastfeeding him, by the way?
I am now taking these pills. It's called domperidone, and apparently
Mm-hmm.
high dosage of domperidone
What?
can induce lactation. So I'm in the midst of doing that,
Mm.
and there is milk coming out, so I'm feeling really happy. However, this boy drinks a lot, so
He's
I'm
a
like,
guzzler, huh?
he's a guzzler indeed. And I have a lot of girlfriends saying, wait till you have a boy. It's different. It's different.
It's true
But for me,
though.
I guess it's just like a combination of two of my girls together.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
yeah, I mean,
girls. Yeah. Sorry, mom.
no
We're having
worries.
a mommy time, right? So it's okay if I'm like,
Yeah,
girls,
of course, of
can
course.
you get me the tissue? Yeah. But
Yeah,
thank you
but I
so
mean,
much.
no problem. But I mean, after 9 years, I mean, but then again, I assume that it would be a different type of challenge, right? Because you were managing twins 9 years ago and you
Yeah,
fully breastfed the both of them as well, right?
I did. I did. I
And
did.
then, and
It's
and then
sorry, you
now
say?
with a baby 9 years later, I mean, what's that like?
It is. Well, it is challenging because okay, obviously when I had the twins, it was crazy because suddenly out of
Mm-hmm.
nowhere, hey, it's next to my bedside, baby. Yeah. So when I had the girls, I mean, never been a mom before, and suddenly I had twins, so that was a lot to
Mm-hmm.
take for a new mom. But at that time, I was doing my confinement in my mom's house, and my
Yeah.
plan was to do confinement for 3 months. I ended up living with my mom for 2 years because I was like, there is no way. Even though we had a maid then, I was like, there is no way I can just go back to my life and
Mm-hmm.
you're eavesdropping. I've got daughters around, okay? Oh, sorry, it's hot. So I was like rushing
No,
upstairs,
it's
having the
okay.
baby. Then I came upstairs. I was just rushing around. So I'm so sorry. This is mommyhood, okay, guys?
Yep. Mm-hmm. This is as real as it gets.
This is
Hi.
as real as it gets. So this is Tiara. Say
Hi,
hi.
Tiara.
That's Auntie Megan. She's also a
Hello.
mom of two.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
me and your mommy have like eye bags, really big.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And because we were doing home thing, I was like, yeah, screw the what do you call that thing? I don't even
What?
know what my
Concealer?
makeup's called anymore.
It's called
It's been a
eyeshadow.
while. No eyeshadow, but thank you so much.
We're all on the
So,
same boat. I remember you said that you don't even know how to put your mascara on now, right?
yeah, I
Without
know it's
poking
been a
your
while.
eye.
There's one time I went grocery shopping. I was like, you know what? It's been a while since I had mascara on, and I tried to put it on. And I had to battle my wand. I'm going,
Mm-hmm.
this is insane. I've lost practice. So what was the question? Oh, raising twins
Yeah.
and the boy.
Mm-hmm. And
So
now.
yes, 2 years. Oh, sorry, twins. It was crazy. So even though I had a maid, I
Mm-hmm.
decided that's gonna be crazy. I can't go to work and then leave two little babies with one person at home,
Yeah.
and she's supposed to do housework and cook, and then two little babies. So
Mm-hmm.
my husband and I decided, like, you know what? And my mom was more than happy. My mom and my stepdad was more than
Yeah.
happy to have us be with them, and my mom also felt that it was much better that we stayed with them And they had like a really nice big house. So we thought, okay, we're still
Yeah.
comfortable. And
Mm-hmm.
at least when I went for my shoots, I went for my work, my emceeing jobs, I felt at peace. You know, nothing
Yeah,
like knowing the woman that took care of you is now taking care of your kids. You have that security. So, but
definitely.
now with the baby, of course, I've got my twin girls, and
Mm-hmm.
the difference is that I have these two little helpers who are so willing to help. They know how to make the milk. They know how to change the diapers. Except when he poos, that's when I come in,
It's like,
and
here you
they're
go.
very, yeah, they're like, okay, we don't know how to do this part. I'm like, yeah, okay, don't worry. So what? Yeah, and then so they are able to take care of him. But of course, when he's fussy and stuff, I come in.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's still okay because I have these two girls, and you know, we're a team at home, and it's been okay.
Yeah,
The
that's
best
so
part was
awesome.
my maid ran off a week before
Yes,
MCO.
I know when you went for your little staycation, right?
Yes, and that was, I mean, it was a temporary maid. We have another maid
Yeah.
that's supposed to come back after Balik Campo, which now
Mm,
we don't know when that's going to happen. Gotta wait till
yeah.
MCO is over. But
Mm-hmm.
it's all right because the girls are like 9 this year. They're 9 tomorrow. Yeah, I
Oh,
forgot. Their birthday's tomorrow.
wow.
Them
Happy
and,
early birthday. What's
yeah, them and my
the
husband. They share the same birthday. I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
telling
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. You
They're turning
mentioned.
9
So
tomorrow.
is there gonna be a Zoom birthday party or something? Because that's a thing
Yes,
now.
yes, the whole day I was busy planning out the Zoom party, and
Uh-huh.
I've got two friends who so I wanted to make it a little different. So far, I mean,
Okay.
there's Zoom birthday parties and stuff, and then my husband was saying it's also his birthday tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, you know, why don't we also send cakes out to all our guests that's going to be on Zoom, and so that when we
Oh,
are enjoying the cake, they get to enjoy the cake as well.
you know what? I'm so glad that you guys are doing that because there was one Zoom party that I attended.
Yeah.
They ended up eating the cake and we're just like salivating here, like, oh, okay, happy
You
birthday. Like,
know, yeah.
damn.
But it's not their fault because you know it's like they would
Yeah, of
definitely
course.
share the cake with this MCO. But because I attended like a few Zoom birthday parties so far, and I thought, okay,
Uh-huh.
what can I do different? And so I thought, hey, why not let them in have the fun as well?
Yeah.
Let it. Sorry, what? It's just one thing. My aunt said to buy their own cake. I know, baby. I'm doing an interview. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love it that you guys are listening. So yes, listen to Mommy Hurt. See what I go through for you.
So that they would
Okay.
appreciate you more. You know what? To be honest, I have
Yeah.
never appreciated my mom more than when I became a mom myself, really. I mean,
Hmm.
now I know it's hard work and it's a lot of sacrifice, not
Yes,
just
and you have
time,
two
but
little ones,
energy.
right?
Yeah, well, my son's 2 plus,
Yes.
and my baby is 6 months tomorrow.
Oh my God, that is almost like having twins, I'd say. You
Yeah,
know?
kinda. Yeah, so I'm kind of
Well,
like doing a back-to-back thing right now. Hence
it is back to back. I mean,
yeah.
two small ones, both I mean, two and under, that's still something. Like I have my third one, and the both of
Hmm.
them are already 9, so it's a
Yeah.
huge gap, and it
Hmm.
helps. You know, I'm not
Yeah,
taking care of three little ones, so
that's true.
yeah.
But after 9 years, like, has things changed though? I mean, I hear a lot of moms saying like, "Oh my gosh, like I didn't know there's so many gadgets now, and all this baby, different like sleep training and different methods and stuff." Is it very different, or it's about you're applying about the same stuff that you used to do
I
nine
think
years
it's pretty
ago?
much the same. I mean, because he's
Mm-hmm.
still only like 3 months, so I don't know about gadgets and stuff like that yet. Like, what's the
Yeah.
difference?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when it comes to taking photos with our phones, the quality is much better. And you know what I mean. And in terms of
Yeah.
social media, where we can share more, we know how to share and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I think just what I forgot about was how sleep deprived can really just affect your life. Here's
I
the thing: when I
know.
had the girls, and after I gave birth to them, I was going through
Mm-hmm.
confinement myself, so that was
Yeah.
okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
with Idris, obviously we adopted him, but my life was still the same. I still needed to
Yeah.
go out. I still needed to do this. I still needed to do that, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And trying to fit in, taking care of a young baby, and still having such a crazy life out there. That's one that got me. And being sleep deprived and just being zombified in the morning was not funny. Like I think, and I was a lot younger, obviously, when I
Yeah.
had the twins. I was
Mm-hmm.
30. So now, what am I saying? My age on social media. Ayo. But
Yeah. You
anyway,
look still look great, okay? You're like mom goals.
oh come on. All my mom friends, I think, are all very hot, and I'm like, you guys are my inspiration. So anyway, so 9 years
Mm.
later, not having enough sleep plays a huge, makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I'm going through, well, the first few months I would say she was pretty good. I did the whole
Shut
confinement
up,
thing
Yano.
too, and I was like she was quite good as like a 2 3 month old baby. But I don't know, for
Yeah.
some reason, 4 months on, and it's just crazy. I feel like I'm feeding every hour or every 2 hours. So I'm considering the
Oh,
whole sleep training thing only because I feel like I can't function anymore in the day with this sleep deprivation
I
and stuff,
know.
and I'm
I
just
feel you
getting
though.
really snappy at like the people around me and things like that, like easily
And just getting some
agitated.
stuff done takes ages as compared to before, where you just, you get it done like really
I
quickly.
know. So are
And
you
now just like,
glad that we are in this MCO then, that everyone's like just at home, and then you can like sort of set your routine, you don't have anywhere
mhm.
that you'd have to rush to and things like that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. A lot of people. I mean, of course, I feel for those who are there who are struggling because they can't work and everything. The ones that
Yeah.
earn
Mm-hmm.
um, day to day wages, and the families that are struggling. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm taking this time to really just connect with the family, and I think I, on the other hand, I'm enjoying this time that I have to myself instead of having to be out there just rushing from one place to another.
Uh-huh.
I get to be home and I have a lot of time for creativity. So, and as a mom, even if I'm sleep deprived during the day, it's still okay because I'm in the house. My bed's
Yeah.
just upstairs. So it's not
True
so
that.
bad. So
You can pass
I'm
baby over and then go take a quick nap and
yes,
yeah.
yes. But during non-MCO times, you're just like, oh my God, I have to go through the day
Mm-hmm.
regardless.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I know that you've shared how the decision to adopt was something that you've always wanted to do, and you shared it with your husband and the girls, and they were so on board. But
Yeah.
probably for the benefit of the moms or maybe couples out there who are thinking
Hmm.
of adopting, is it a difficult, like long process? And what are
Um,
the
there,
criteria like to adopt?
I don't know what exactly the criteria is, but I think well, being married would be one of them. Because I'm just guessing this one out,
Mm-hmm.
but I can share with you the process. We're
Yeah.
still in the process of it, to be honest. But then MCO happened, so we're supposed to go to JKM and handle a few more
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And there is some parts where it's tedious, but I think for me was because I just did not. This was not in the plan in 2020.
Yeah.
It just so happened, but I've always wanted to adopt. Just didn't think that was
Mm-hmm.
going to happen in 2020, or didn't make any plans. And then suddenly this baby came, and I had to make a really quick decision. But I had a whole week to think about it. Then got him in. However, the next week when I wanted to handle the whole thing, that's when my really really good friend Ashraf passed. And then so the next week I was just a mess,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't handle anything. Then only by the third week was when I wanted to start moving. Um, Even that was slow because I was still grieving, and still in a very sad place. But I was still, I'm just getting out there. There are a few process, a lot of and interestingly, I love that I shared about Idris because I've always wanted to ever since we got him.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mothers have been reaching out and asking about, how can they adopt.
Yeah.
Um, for me, how we got Idris, because I have this WhatsApp group where we help, um, channel babies who are, who can't be taken care of, or unwanted babies, to like the
Mm-hmm.
proper families. And I've always been there to help them, and my mom's in the group as well. And somehow when this baby came out, there was a story about this baby, and suddenly I started asking questions, and my mom was like, reading my questions, and she's like, the way you're asking questions is very different now. Is there, are you interested? So it
Yeah.
started from there. Had to check my mom, and I was like, I don't know, this baby's just calling me.
Mm-hmm.
So my way was that, but a lot of mothers out there are asking. There is
Mm-hmm.
orphan care, and I think they work
Often
closely with the
care.
baby hatch.
Okay.
So that's one of the ways they could just maybe Google orphan care and
Mm-hmm.
then register themselves. And I think there are still a lot more channels. I just wish I could share more, but if I
Yeah.
do find, I will share it on social media, of course. In terms of the process, it depends on, whether the baby is registered or you got the baby
Mm-hmm.
before baby is registered. So
Yeah.
there is that JPN, there's that JKM. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, for those who don't know, before you can legally adopt a child, you got to foster the child for 2 years.
Ah, okay.
So we can only legally adopt Idris in 2 years. So I
Right.
think they do this because they want to make sure that the baby's in good hands, and then,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure they pantau the things like, so there's no child slavery and such.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's
Yeah.
it's the right process.
Yeah, that's good because who knows, people could just be collecting babies and make them do
Yeah,
work and stuff, right?
something like that. Child
Um,
labor, and
yeah,
then
child labor.
and also for those who want to find out more, I had to depend on Google. So,
Right.
and there are these articles and blogs that helps you go through the adoption process in Malaysia.
Right. And how has it been so far? I mean, did the bond come naturally to you, or did you have any worries or concerns prior to that?
When I first went to get him, I mean, the day before, I was just going, I'll admit it, I was just going, oh my God, am I really doing this? This is crazy because, of course, I love babies, and I
Yeah.
knew that if I ever make this decision, it had to be, like, I really had to be sure of myself and
Mm-hmm.
sure that I really wanted to do this. The day before getting him, I was at my girlfriend's house, my best friend, and I was going, "Oh my God, I don't know whether I can do this." And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just fear of not being able to care for this child,
Yeah.
and the fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have 9 months to prep. Uh, all those things came in, and then I think that first week I was kind of in a blur. But of course, that morning of the day when I was supposed to pick him up, I woke up and I went, "I'm gonna go pick him up. Yes, he's going to join the family." My
Yeah.
two girls have been, like, the past 7 days, like, "Are we taking him? Are we taking him?" They were just so excited.
Yeah.
And so went to get him, and he's been a part of the family ever since. Of course, there were those days when I'm going, "Oh my God," that was the first 2 weeks, I think, where I
Mm-hmm.
questioned myself, can I really do this? And then suddenly not sleeping and taking care of a baby. And that time
Mm-hmm.
my permanent mate was still around before she balik kampung for a bit. So she helped me out. My mom was around. So that helped a little bit. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
my mom had to go back to her house. But there were moments of doubt. I would be
Yeah.
very, very honest. And for mothers out there who adopt, you know, you have those moments where you go, "Oh my God, am I doing this? Oh, maybe I should pass it on to another family." And you get scared, and it was very scary. But I guess I knew that he was going to be mine, but I just needed to allow these doubts to come out,
Yeah.
and I needed to be honest with myself. So I would
Mm-hmm.
just blurt it out to, "Oh, hold on,
Accident.
emergency."
No
"Oh
worries.
no, Daddy."
Hey guys, for those of you watching right now and you're wondering where Sazzy is, she has to go attend to something or someone, perhaps maybe baby woke up and she'll come back on soon. So please stay with us. We're gonna discuss more about her family and how she's doing right now, and also we'll get into the education and activities bit a little bit later. So I guess you guys are just here hanging with me
Sorry,
and Sazzy's clothes.
baby peed on the sister. So I had
Oh,
to call the daddy and go like, "You gotta help me with this
that's
one. I'm on
that's the
live with
other
Megan."
yeah, that's the other difference with boys and girls, right? Boys tend to shoot like
They, yes, but this one was, they were not really changing him. He just had overpeed
oh, I see,
out of his
overflow.
diapers, and it's all over
Right.
my eldest daughter. She's like panicking. "He just peed on me." I'm like, "Okay, calm down. It's just pee. Don't worry."
But I think I must say that what you and your family are doing are absolutely amazing. And it's only natural to have like doubts and fears. I mean, even as a birth mother, we have our own doubts and fears when it
Oh
comes
yeah,
to,
for sure. But that's
having
the
a
difference. We're stuck
baby.
with the kids. I'm just kidding.
It's a 24/7 job. There's no like I quit and then like you just want to
No.
bail. We actually have a
Yeah.
question for you here. What's your
Yes.
view if the child grows up and wants to know his birth parents? What's your take
Well,
on that?
when I worked with a middle person. The birth mother doesn't know anything about me, and I think
Mm-hmm.
people were advising me that it's all right that she doesn't know anything about you. But I said, please get every information of hers,
Mm-hmm.
because when he grows up and if he ever wants to find out who his birth mother is or go look for her,
Yeah.
at least I have all the information. I have a lot of family members that are adopted as well.
Uh-huh.
One of my cousins, she did want to go look for her birth parents. Unfortunately, my auntie did not have the details. It
Right.
was unintentional. I think it just so happened, and this is like back then, like over 20 years ago, and she felt
Mm-hmm.
really sad that she couldn't give this to my cousin. She's like, I wouldn't mind if you wanted
Right.
to look for your birth parents, but I just unfortunately don't have that. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously my mom and my aunt, they will get all the information so that one day if he wants to go look for his birth mother, you have that. So I encourage it. I mean, why deny that? I'm going to let
Yeah.
him know from the very beginning, of from when he understands that we chose him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the way we had him was that we chose him,
Yes.
um, and so that he knows. And then when he grows up, he wants to look for his birth mom. At least I have all the details and information, and I hope, well, then at least then we cross the bridge. The I could assist him.
Oh, that's nice. Yep. And also, okay, let's talk about your twins now.
Yeah.
Because I mean today's topic is about planning the education route for your kids and all that. And of course my oldest boy is not in school just yet. But I
Mm-hmm.
know that your twin girls are in Chinese school.
Yes.
How did you make that decision? Because I mean
I
you don't speak a word of Chinese and
Not
I'm
at all.
considering that
Socially,
option.
I know a lot, but that's about it. It was really my husband's decision, Nash.
Right.
I mean,
Did
he
they
makes
need
the
like
decision, and I
disciplining
have
or
to bear it.
something?
Sorry.
Did they need like because there's always this thing, right, where you know you send your kids to Chinese school because they need you want them to have good discipline. Is that
That's one of it. But they're really disciplined um, by nature. Actually, to be honest, they're girls. They're sweet and they love helping out. But I think Nash made that decision because he felt like, oh, there is something to the system that he
yeah.
liked. It was very precise. There's that discipline and all that. I wasn't very keen, to be very
Mm-hmm.
honest, in the beginning because I was like, "Ayo, it's so strict." Because I feel like kids should also be allowed to express themselves freely,
Yeah.
um, and and there's certain parts in Chinese school that are a bit too strict for me, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to grow up thinking, oh, I have to just listen and not voice out my opinion, and I didn't want that
You're
to
right.
happen. So obviously we had a discussion about it, spoke to my mom about it, and I said, I
Mm-hmm.
want them to have this sort of experience when they grow up. It's not just about studies. It's about
Yeah.
everything. It's about, how do you develop yourself as a person? How do you develop that leadership in you? It's not just about what's two plus two, two times two. It's not just about that. It's about how do you apply these things to life.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mom said, look, you know what? What's great about Chinese school is they have all this discipline, but you and Nash naturally are people who are like that. And therefore, that balance can help still.
Yeah.
So being Chinese school, it can instill that discipline
Mm-hmm.
and for them to get top marks. And then when it comes to life stuff,
Yeah.
you and Nash are able to provide that. So I was going, okay, and you're right. Um, so they're in Chinese school, but not just that, they also attend leadership school in Han Kids. And that's, for me, I think that's the best investment we ever did for our children. So
Uh-huh.
sending them for leadership courses,
Mm-hmm.
confidence, or a confidence workshop, those are the things
Yeah.
that are great for me. I look at those things. You can have all the information in their head, but if you don't know how to apply them, you don't know how to vocalize them, and how to use them to help people, then there's no
Yeah.
point.
Mm-hmm. True. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I mean, when you consider what kind of school to send them, like what are the factors that you would look at? I mean, obviously Miles is only 2 plus, so I have
Mhm.
some time now. Although people are saying
Yes.
that, you have to start now. His kindergarten has to prep him for the type of school that you want to send him later on.
That's
Like I feel like there's
true.
just so much pressure, you know and he's going to be 3 next year only, and I'm planning to start sending him to school at 3 years old. How old did you start sending your twins to
Oh,
school?
they went to like a play school, Montessori, like
Mm-hmm.
at a very early age, at one and a
Yeah.
half, and that was
Oh,
like
okay.
those little nurseries and stuff
Yeah.
for toddlers and so on. And I think why we did that was because also I wanted some development, and it was a children's school, I think. It was an international kindy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was also to give time for us at home to do whatever that's needed to do, because taking care of two little ones is a lot of work, right?
I look
So
forward to that.
yeah, so sending them there was great because they developed a lot of things, and I think that's the age when they learn so much as well. And I wanted to send them to an international school because I wanted to see people for what they are instead of the colors. You know, they just that for them to be
Mhm.
surrounded by people from all sorts of background and stuff. And I wanted them to be blind to colors, to shapes and sizes, whatever. It's that you
Mm.
just get to know people for their
Yeah.
personalities. So I think that's why I sent them to international school, so that they are surrounded by people of all race and
Mm.
national. And then they went to a kindy at 4. That's a proper like school kindy, which was Villa
Mm-hmm.
Maria, my old kindy.
Okay.
But by the time they were almost 5, that's when Nash decided to want to send them to Mandarin school, Chinese sekolah,
Ah,
SJK lah, basically.
right. So it's
And
true
he,
that in Kindi you have to already sort of somewhat
yes,
decide or know what route you're gonna take.
especially if we're going to send them to Chinese school. So, in
Yeah.
us being non-Chinese speaking, we obviously had to really saw a lot of parents out there who are non-Chinese speaking, or Malays or even Chinese bananas. They
Mm-hmm.
advised if you want to send your kids to Chinese school, start them from kindy. So we changed them when they were 5 from Villa Maria to Tadika Chim, which is the best Chinese kindy lah. So at least prep them out rather than just sending them at standard
Ah.
1 and then suddenly they're learning it, and it's just why do that to them, you know?
Yeah.
So at
But
least they
is
had
it
that.
true though, like by standard one, they do expect you to know like at least the basics
At least
already?
the basic. And obviously, we
Yeah.
couldn't teach the basic. But even
Yeah.
parents who could speak basic, they would still prep their children in Chinese kindy,
Mm-hmm.
so that it's flawless lah.
Yeah.
So for us, obviously, we had to do that because we needed to make sure that they are prepped. And we don't just want to, like I said, send them there and then suddenly they're just
Yeah.
going, what's going on?
Yeah.
But they did very well in Chinese kindy, and
Mm-hmm.
at least they had the basics down. So when they went
Mm-hmm.
to Sekolah Rendah, they were
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
And in
So
fact, they've been excelling. I was actually ready to take them out anytime. I'm like, Sam, if I
yeah.
see them stressed, I am taking them out.
Yeah,
Okay?
I was just gonna ask you like how are they taking it? I mean, the fact that you both of you don't speak Mandarin
No.
and are they liking their school? Do they feel like, oh, why do I have to learn Mandarin when both of you don't speak Mandarin, you know?
Yeah, no, they're okay. They understand. I mean,
Oh.
Nash had sat down with them and said and explained to them why.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things that we always do with the kids is that we talk to them like adults. We explain to them
Yeah.
why. We don't go like, oh, just listen to us. We know now
Mm.
what to do. We tell them why and this and
Yeah.
that, so that they are able to understand. Even when they're young, you don't. If you think they don't understand, they can. And you
Mm-hmm.
start talking to them like that one day, and then they will start to understand better. So they understand it. However, they're excelling in the school. So I'm like, okay, surprised. Not completely surprised, but I'm like, I'm glad, but slightly surprised. I mean, in fact, one of them is in the elite class. They had streaming then, and
Wow.
she is like top 8, I think, or top 10 in her class, or one of the top people among the whole standard. And then my other daughter is
Mm-hmm.
like top 15 in class still. And I'm like, okay, great. So and I did say to them, if there's anytime you guys want to like, have a
Mm-hmm.
change, whatever, we can always talk about it. So I want to give room for negotiation because you also want to hear from them as well. And I think just giving them that space that they
Yeah.
know that mommy and daddy is ready to listen gets them
Mm-hmm.
to go, okay, well, let me think about it. And they did get back and say, you know what, we want to stick around still. We're still having fun in the school.
Oh,
So
wow, that's
yeah.
amazing.
So I don't know
Right.
yet. Standard 4 could be very different, you know?
Oh yeah, because they're nine, standard three now, right?
Yes, yes. So I think that four,
Wow.
five, six could be a bit more challenging, but
Mm-hmm.
you never know. And hopefully all goes well. But at least I have prepped myself to know that okay, if they ever need a change, we gotta be ready. You know,
Yeah.
change
Mm-hmm.
is inevitable,
Yeah.
especially
And
when you have
how
kids.
often do you check in with them? I mean, with what they're feeling about their school and stuff. Is it like a day-to-day basis or, you know?
I don't know when I check in. I mean, I guess we're such a team, so we're always together, and
Yeah.
I, like if they ever have anything, they would say it. Of course, sometimes I sit down with them. We always chat. They're like little
Your
big girls,
friend.
I call them. You know, like they're my baby, but sometimes they say something that's so grown up, and I'm like, stop it. You know, you're still a baby. Stop sounding
I
like
know.
such a teenager. So, and I guess they have that room. And then, like there was that one time when Tara felt really upset because there's one girl who kind of like she felt was bullying her, and
Mm,
she didn't want to voice it out, but the sister voiced it out for her. Then I was like,
okay.
you know, is there anything you want to share? And
Mm,
at that time, I was livid. I'm like, who this girl? You know, went to the school ready to just like have a showdown. I mean, I know ridiculous. This is a kid, but once I got
yeah.
saw the kid, and I spent. She's a girl. She has no idea what she's doing. So I asked her, like, you know, are you okay at home? So, and I handled it with the teacher, and I said, you know, I
Mm,
could maybe, and I was like, maybe I could talk to the parent and stuff. So,
yeah.
so the girls know that I have their back, but at the same time, I tread carefully. You know, I
Uh-huh.
make sure that I find the root of the reason of something so that I can find or I can find a solution in a better way.
Yep.
So and it just
That's
happened.
awesome.
So I don't
Yeah,
know when I
because I
check in
mean,
with them all the time. Yeah.
yeah, because I think kids also they fall. I mean, we sort of lead by example, and they. I mean, we model the behavior that we want to instill in them, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think what you're doing is amazing, and I love that you have this
So
whole open communication thing going on with your kids, and it kind of reminds me of how my parents brought me up as well. Like we would not be afraid to go to my parents at any time to tell them how we're feeling
that's
um
great.
or
Yeah.
even if we had have a boyfriend in school and stuff like that, like we won't hide that fact because
Yeah.
as long as we kept our grades up and they know exactly who we're mingling with, who this boyfriend is and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And my parents would even, I mean, I remember my mom would even like, because obviously we couldn't drive
Yeah.
in school, so she would pick me and my boyfriend up and then send us to like watch a movie or something, you know?
Such a cool mom. But you see, when
Yeah,
parent has that open communication, the kid
yeah,
doesn't feel the need to hide behind the parent's back
exactly.
and
So
start lying. You know,
yeah.
so and therefore will create this whole session of lying and lying and lying. But if you have that open communication, so the kid's like, okay, I'd rather just be honest, my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and you make it cool, you make it easy, you know, for the kid.
Yeah.
So I hope to be like your mom, you know, and I mean, I
Well,
don't know how
I
I
like
feel
to
when they
think
have
that I
boyfriends, but you know, I mean,
well,
I keep it as
don't
open
worry,
as
it wasn't at
possible.
9 years old, so no.
Better not. I'm like 9 years old. I'm like, no, you stay home, girl. No, but it's crazy. But because during my time, we didn't have all the social media, right? So the girls are
Hmm.
on TikTok, they're on Instagram. They're getting to be on Instagram. They're more on TikTok now, and I think that's more their thing. I mean, they had to teach me how to use the damn thing. I'm going,
I've been
how do
waiting for your next TikTok video, by the
I,
way, and I only saw two, and I was like, that was so awesome. When's the next one coming?
then I don't feel that's on my daughter's TikTok. She
Yeah.
directs it, she plans it out, and it's like it's crazy. I still don't know how to use. I mean, it's just so freaking confusing. Instagram is just really confusing for me, but it's good.
Yeah.
I got it down, and suddenly TikTok comes along, and I'm like, what is this? But anyway, back to that is, I worry, you know, because
Yeah.
they have this world, the internet world, and it has
Mm-hmm.
such thing as like cyberbullying and you know
Mm-hmm.
perverted men and you know all these crazy people and all this stuff. So I feel like I want to make sure that I come in and that's the thing that I'm questioning right now. How
Yeah.
far do I let them be on the phone or on TikTok and stuff? How do I pantau? How do I look over? How do
Mm.
I juggle this part when you're on social media? So that's a scary thing. So that I will probably talk to a mom who is a teenager and see how she
Yeah.
handles it.
I know. I was just
So
gonna say, it's like a long way to go from that because my girl is only almost 6 months.
yeah.
But you give
And
me an
by then
idea of,
I might be different, babe. You know how technology
yeah,
just it's just growing.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we can't exactly deprive them of technology and all this,
Mhm.
social media because we'll be quite hypocritical in a sense because we're using it, social
Yes.
media and stuff. And then
Yeah.
yeah, and it's hard to say like, oh, it's an adult thing.
You can. I mean, you can, but you cannot either. So I guess the best way is just to tell them honestly and go like, look, there are these things out there, and I would just worry, blah blah
Yeah.
blah, so that they know there's a reason why we worry. But anyway, I saw a few questions. Like
Ooh.
government schools, okay or not? Well, I sent my
Mm.
kids to government school, obviously, so
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. I guess
Yeah.
it's up to the parents.
Yeah, true. And I think you have to consider like affordability as well, right? Because not,
Affordability, it's up to
yeah.
you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for someone who has never married and has the idea to adopt. Any advice would you encourage that? I feel
Mm.
that if, sorry, because I just saw that just now. I feel that if
Yeah,
you
sure.
really are confident you can take care of a child, who am I to say you can't adopt a child? I'm not a guru when it comes to
Yeah,
things like this. As long as that child is in a healthy, oh sorry, in a healthy environment with a person that can take care of the child, then go ahead.
by
If
all
you're
means.
really
Yeah.
confident, by all means.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, all right. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that I
Sure.
answer all their questions.
And then
Thanks for
someone
the
even
questions,
said,
guys.
you guys ni sembang berdua je, apa topik yang you sembangkan? Oh,
Oh,
mak-mak topik.
mak-mak topik pasal education anak-anak.
Yeah.
So
And
raising,
back to that though, I mean,
yeah,
would you consider like, because when you decided to send them both to Chinese schools, and because their personalities are so different, right?
it is.
Like, is that part of the consideration as well? Like maybe one would do better in a different type of school and one would do better, or is it more of the, you want to be fair to both, so you send them both to the
Oh my God,
same
story
school?
of my life. Having twins, I think it's a never-ending thing because from taking care of them as babies and just taking care of two little babies, it's not easy. And then after that, when they grow up and become their own person, and then one is better than the other in a certain thing, and then the other one is better than the other one in a certain thing. And how do you
Mm-hmm.
step in and make sure they feel like it's nothing? So hi Kwan. So how I okay, for example, Tiara is more academic. So she's the
Mm-hmm.
one that is excelling in A. She's the one in the elite class.
Elite class, yeah.
Whereas Iman is not stupid, but she is more, she's more keen towards art. So when it comes to anything performing like TikTok and everything, Iman has it down. She can do the TikTok. She's the one directing it. She can dance. She can follow all the steps. What's up, you know? And Tiara's just going, how do I do this? How do I do this? But she's excelling in
Right.
maths. So
Right.
everybody, so I tell them, I said, everybody's different. You look at mommy and daddy, we're so different. But
Mm.
that's the reason why God made us all different. So that's how I explain to them. Because if everyone is the same, how are we to
Yeah.
make anything work? But when everyone's different, everybody has different skills. So it's God made it this way because He meant for human beings to work together. So you have a different skill, you have a different skill.
Yeah.
How do you guys make it work? Because if both
Mm-hmm.
of you have the same skills, then it's in competition. But you guys are great at different things. But don't
Yeah.
feel bad about the other thing that your sister's great at. Because at one point Iman was going, I'm not academic, I'm just stupid. And when I heard her
Mm.
say that, it just broke my heart. I was going,
Yeah.
you're not stupid. You're never stupid.
Mm.
She's like, how do you know? Well, because you got very intelligent parents, first of all. It's them. It's like,
It's in the
oh,
genes.
it's in the genes, girl. You can't be stupid, okay? But but then I tell her like, look, you're just not. It's some people are just good with numbers, but you're
Yeah.
great in art. Like you can do
Yeah.
performance, you can do drawings. Not that I'm saying Tiara can do it. You just have a knack for it. Some
Mm-hmm.
people take time to catch on a certain skill, whereas this skill is your skill. So that's the story of my life as well. So in
Mm-hmm.
terms of academy, obviously Tara's excelling more
Chinese schools.
in the school Chinese
Mm-hmm.
school, but Iman, however, can pick up the speaking much faster. Tara writing everything lagi laju, lagi cepat, maths,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
speaking Iman gets it because art. I think she's more of a performer, so she gets the speaking faster. So there you
Mm-hmm.
go,
So
and
you
I
just
think
play
it's
with their
just
strengths, I suppose.
play with their
Yeah.
strength, and I keep
Mm-hmm.
doing that, keep doing that. I mean, I hear them talk, and I see how Iman feels when Chara wins an award. And then suddenly there
Yeah.
was this one time Iman won a painting, a drawing contest. I said,
Yeah.
see, this is where your strength
Mm-hmm.
is. So it's just constantly having to be there for them to make sure that they don't feel that. And I think the best way was that I told them that they're meant to be a team. That's why they can't have the same skills.
Oh, that's
So, I
beautiful.
mean, it's working out so far, but they still do fight over the remote control,
Of course.
over who does the bed, who
It'd be
washes the
strange if they
dishes.
don't fight. You'd be worried, I think. Like, how
I
come
don't
my
know
kids are
because I
always
grew
at
up with
peace?
siblings who are much younger than me. So I didn't, my sister's
Right.
6 years younger than me, then I have a brother who's 15
Okay.
years younger than me. So I didn't have that sibling rivalry going on. And suddenly I have
Uh-huh.
twins when they fight over like the stupidest stuff. And I'm going, what are you
Right.
fighting about?
So
But it's
would you
funny.
say
I
it's,
mean,
yeah, but would you say it's best then to send both kids to the same school, regardless of, their personalities and their strengths and stuff? Or, you'd have to really consider that when you decide on what kind of school you want to send them to.
Well, I am open to them if ever they want to go to different schools. Of course, mengikut budget and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
how far can we go. Um, but obviously, I have told them. I said, oh no, I spoke to Nash about it. I think because Iman could be, what she might want to do something else. But in terms of school, I think academic is academic. But in
Yeah.
terms of curriculum, though, then they
Mm-hmm.
have their own interests. So Iman wants to do more arts. Tiara loves going for what's that thing called? Coding. Tell you she should learn.
Wow.
I know she loves
She
coding. She goes
likes
to
coding?
yes, she goes to Kiddo Code. I think she loves coding. Iman, and we tried. We're like, Iman, why don't you learn this? She's like, nah. She's like, you gotta. You ask someone
Yeah.
who loves drawing to do maths. Of course, that's not gonna happen, right?
Yep, for
So she's
sure.
like, no, I'm not interested. I'm like, Iman, this could be really great. You know, creative. She's like,
Right.
tried it, nah. But Tiara loves it.
Right.
So it's just finding their own strength. So curriculum, extracurricular activities, then yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I find, what can I send them to and all that stuff.
Yeah. So because
However,
mm-hmm. Because you
sorry?
have 9-year-olds who can already tell you their interest and what they like
Yeah.
and what they don't like. What
Mm-hmm.
about like in the beginning stage? I mean, this is just selfishly for me. Um,
Yes.
do
Oh, no
you just
worries.
expose them to everything and then see what they're good at, or or are you one of those that don't want to pressure them too much by
Mm-hmm.
giving them too many activities?
Both. I wanted to expose them to a lot of things, but at the same time, not crazy where every day their day is filled with something. You still
Yeah.
need to give them time to have their own space for creativity so that you can also see what they're good at.
Mm-hmm.
When they were in kindy, they did all sorts of things. They've done dances. Whatever it is, they're into sports, and I think they can't help it because both their mommy and daddy are into sports. So they follow us for cycling and
Yeah.
jogging, and this, and they see us work out. So sports is one thing. So right now, both of them love basketball. So they go for
Mm-hmm.
basketball. They're in a team, and daddy has assembled a basketball hoop outside in our garden, our porch, and stuff like that. Another thing that they do like. So right now, in terms of curriculum, they're in the
Mm-hmm.
same things. And then both of them are in cheerleading, and they love cheerleading. And I think
Oh,
it's the
wow.
positive
Yeah,
effect that you
yeah.
have when you cheer for, and then it's a very happy environment, very positive environment. So they really love it.
Mm-hmm.
However, Iman is better at doing all the tumbles and the cartwheels and stuff. So you see, but Tara's fine. She's like, It's okay. I'm the base. I help carry people up when you do those things. Um, but Tara still like to go for coding. I would like to probably send Iman more into performing arts since she loves doing all these things. She loves dancing. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I see these things. She's doing things on TikTok that I'm like, it took your daddy, an hour to get these steps. He did it in 5 minutes, right? So I'm like, maybe that's something you can send. If you can learn dancing, and why not? It's not a bad thing. It could help you in
Mm-hmm.
the future.
Right.
So I'm now still seeing that. In the beginning stages, I did kind of expose them to many things, but I think the best is always sending them for like confidence or workshops and stuff like that. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can see from there, okay, what they're great at, what they want, what they like, what sort of personality they have. So it worked
Right.
from there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because I must say, like, having kids today, I mean, you have all these different like options and classes,
Yes.
like motor skills
Yeah.
and this skill and that skill, and
And everything's
and
just a Google away. It's like, oh, piano lessons, Google. Closest piano lessons for kids. Oh, God, in
exactly.
Taman, that's where I live. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I know, and it's really good, but at the same time, sometimes you wonder if, is it too early to be, giving them all these lessons,
Or when
or
it's too early, right?
yeah, or when, yeah, how soon should you start? Like for instance, there are, I guess, some parents who would send their kids to learn motor skills and stuff, or swimming, and at like
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
tender age of what, 4 to 6 months
Oh wow, 4 to 6.
even.
I
Yeah,
thought you said
yeah, because they
4 to 6 years. Yeah, there are parents who, I've seen that. I'm like, okay, hold on a little bit, maybe not so early. I don't need to. You want to encourage for them, them to learn motor skills. Like I would get like those playing mats and stuff for Idris soon, where they
mm,
press something, keluar bunyi, and then all those things that are hanging because it helps with
yeah.
sensories, right? Sensory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would give them well, I guess because it depends on you as a mother. What do you think are basic necessities? What are the skills, necessary skills that you want your kids to have? And there's no right
Mm-hmm.
or wrong in the end. It's what you
Yeah.
want to do. So for me, it's like swimming. I want them to have that basic because swimming is a life skill that I think everyone
Yeah,
should have. I have a
definitely.
friend who's 40 and has no idea how to swim. He can't do scuba diving. When we go on ships, he's like, what would happen? And I'm like, wow, not knowing how to swim. And I'm just like, it baffles me. I'm like,
You know
how can you
what?
not
You'd be
know how to swim?
surprised. There are a lot of people who don't know how to swim. I mean, at the
Exactly.
top of my head, I know two already. My mom,
Yes. Okay. I have another
my mom,
friend.
and
She's
another
Sabahan,
friend.
lived by the ocean all her life, doesn't know how to swim. I'm like, how is that even possible, babe? I live in KL and I know how to swim. But so I send them for swimming. They're like,
Hmm.
Mommy, we already know how to swim. Why do we need to go on? I'm like, because I want you to be better swimmers. Because trust me, it's a great skill to have. Body
Yeah.
functions, it's a great workout.
Mm-hmm.
Working out also for me, it helps develop the brain. And then
Mm-hmm.
I sent them to, like I said, Han Kids Leadership Program,
Yeah.
and it's an amazing program. That one I would say was, like I said, the best investment so
Yeah.
far. So they
At
learn
what
so
age
much
did you
about
send
themselves.
them? At
It
what
was
age
just
did you
last
send
year
them?
when they started.
Oh,
I
okay.
wish I had known about Han Kids since they were 5.
Mm-hmm.
They were. I think there was that little change when they did go into Chinese school where I saw their confidence drop a little bit, and I think that's the
Right.
thing about Chinese school. So if you're ready to tackle that, then go ahead and send your kids to Chinese school. I saw
Mm-hmm.
that immediately because I'm in this space where I'm able to see that. So anyway, why are you afraid to voice out now? Why are you shy? Or why are you
Mm-hmm.
less confident? And I think it's sometimes the way it is in Chinese school. Kena marah. You salah, you kena marah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas for us, it's like you salah, it's fine. No, admit it. You will
Mm-hmm.
get. People make mistakes. We do
Yeah.
that at home,
Mm-hmm.
but it does affect the child. So when I
Yeah.
send it to Han Kids, I mean, amazing things. They learn about leadership. Then they learn about ownership. They learn
Mm-hmm.
about being responsible for other people. They learn about taking risks. They learn about being outside your comfort zone, things like that. And those are the
Right.
things that I wish I had when I was a child. All these important
Mm-hmm.
skills, important stuff that is inside you. Okay, communication, how to
Mm-hmm.
communicate better. They even have like other workshops like, present speech about teaching children how to do public speaking, which I think is very, very, it's a great skill to have from a very young age.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think I thank you so much for the tips and stuff because I'm definitely gonna make a note next time,
Anytime you want to ask me a question, you got my
Yeah.
number.
Yeah,
I hope
because
I
this is
helped in some way.
definitely. I mean, I know it's probably a bit too soon for me to be thinking about all these things right now, but
I guess
I'm
it's
sure
never
moms
too
out there,
soon.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
would
I mean,
appreciate this.
no worries. You don't have to worry about it, but you can start thinking about it, but you don't have to make a
Yeah.
decision now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was initially supposed to be scouting schools for
Hmm.
Miles, who turns 3 next year as well. But then with the
Yeah.
whole MCO and stuff, then that plan is kind of like on hold right now. But
Hmm.
once the MCO is lifted, are you eager to get the kids back to school, or are you
I'm not
worried,
sure yet because obviously homeschooling is
I spoke to Daphne and she's like, yes, selfishly, I want them to just go back. Yeah, teachers
yeah, of
take them
course,
back.
of course. You want to send them back, but at the same time, you're thinking
Yeah,
about, I don't know whether I want to send them back into a huge crowd after this
yeah,
whole, this virus outbreak, right? But
exactly.
of course, homeschooling is not my favorite thing. My least favorite thing during this MCO, I swear to you. And they go to a Chinese school, babe. And it's like, I have to coordinate that. I have to go through the WhatsApp chat of parents, and they speak in Chinese. I'm going, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't understand what you're saying. Can you guys just point out to me which is the homework? But then they do have this app called Google Classroom, so that helps. And then after that,
Right.
having to liaise with their Han Kids coach, because they actually also help children go to Chinese school, do their homework,
Uh-huh.
and then they
Uh-huh.
have to do the Zoom calls. So, at one point, I remember in the beginning, all my gadgets were being used, my iPad, my MacBook, my phone, everything. But we managed to narrow it down to where the Zoom can happen on my laptop and one kid can do
Yeah.
on the this and that. So,
And on
not
top
my
of that, you
favorite
have a
thing.
baby.
And then we have a baby. I mean, because Nash is at home, so it's not so hard,
Yeah.
But he's also busy, to be honest. So that's the part where I'm just so tired. But I guess once you get into the swing of things, then it's all right.
Hmm. So what would be so in I guess in a way this the phase four, rather this extension is a good thing then to really, really, properly get things under control and make sure that it's safe for us to go back outside
Oh
and send
yes,
our kids to school again.
for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I knew, I think from the very beginning, Nash and I looked at each other during the first announcement of the MCO. We said
Mm-hmm.
this is going to go on till May, because if we
Yeah.
really want to flatten the curve, it's not going to just be
Yeah.
2 weeks or 4 weeks. It's got to go on till May. If you look at the numbers then, and then you just start making the
Mm-hmm.
calculations, like it's not going to go down in just 4 weeks. So we kind of
Yeah.
already had prepped ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So every time they kept announcing another extended for another 2 weeks, we were not surprised. We
Yeah.
felt it already that we knew it was going to be till possibly Raya. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be sad for us to just spend Raya at home.
Mm-hmm.
At that, I just want to go to my parents' house. You know what I mean? Like, I can't
Yeah. I
imagine not
think we
celebrating with
all,
them.
yeah,
But at the
we
same time,
all
we want to
miss our
respect their
family.
decision. Yes, we
Yeah,
miss our
because we don't want,
families.
yeah, we don't want like a new cluster to appear as well.
Yeah,
And I guess aside from Zoom birthday, now Zoom Raya is gonna be a thing. I mean, if
it might,
if it get
So
extended some
I
more.
might have to prep myself for that too, because I told myself it might just be till Raya, and we'll be able to Raya. But I was just telling myself again just recently, I said, you know what? Just to make sure that things are great, we might as well
Hmm.
just extend it a little bit. And because we want to
Yeah.
make sure we can Raya, things will go back to normal. But of course,
Hmm.
it's just terrifying how it's affecting the economy globally.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that because I know that Nash and yourself as well,
Hmm.
you guys work a lot with entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
If,
yeah.
am I even saying that word properly?
I don't know. I still question
Entrepreneur.
myself when I say the word entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs. Oh,
Entrepreneurs.
okay. I think people know what we're talking about. But
Yes.
yes,
This is men,
I
this is
mean,
women.
yeah, correct. People who have businesses.
Yes.
I mean, because it keeps getting extended and extended, what would your advice be? I mean, to people who own businesses in the
Um,
coming weeks and
Recently, so Slepets, my gang of girlfriends, we are working
yeah.
together with Mompreneur Asia. We will help out micro entrepreneurs, micro
Mhm.
businesses, to give them a platform to promote their products, and we come in to help. You know, maybe I can
Yeah,
talk to you about it, where you can help come on and help promote the product on your platform, but by you,
sure.
not you on your
Mm-hmm.
platform. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So one of the advice I give to the girls was that, because she's saying, I had plans for 2020, and now because of
Mm,
MCO, the plans are on hold.
yeah,
Then I said to her, I said, if you're a business owner and you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to constantly be innovative. I said, one of my very good friends, Patrick Grove, CEO of Catch-Up, he's not
yeah.
even called CEO. He's on his card, I think it was CIO. And I'm going, what does this mean,
Sure.
Patrick? It's like Chief Innovation Officer. It's like, because
Oh,
that's what I do all the time. I innovate because I got to go with the times. Times are always changing. Things
yeah.
are always changing. I'm constantly
Hmm.
having to innovate. And I said, that's
Yeah.
the mind of an entrepreneur. You need to have that mindset. So I will tell that to all the business owners out there, the small, medium enterprises.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
need to constantly be in innovation. So,
Yeah.
like for us, because Nash is the CEO of our private equity firm, so we
Hmm.
work together with a lot of entrepreneurs, like you said.
Yeah.
And from the get go, I looked at him. I said, "We got to do a game change now. Game plan
Hmm.
change,
Mm.
because this is not going to just happen for 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
therefore this is going to affect the global. You just got to be on top of things when you in whatever field you do. And right away, National's team and our team got on it, and it started changing.
Yeah.
And then by the next extension, they already had changed everything to online. So,
Mm.
but I know there are a lot of businesses out there that it's hard for them to get online. For instance, like
Yeah.
events company. How do
Correct.
you translate that online unless you help organize Zoom parties? I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess you
but I
constantly have
think
to be
right now
innovative.
the new thing is a webinar. So that's
Yes.
something that yeah, people are looking forward to. Like that's sort of like the new norm for launches
Yeah.
in probably the coming months because we
Yeah.
won't be able to gather and stuff. That's what people are
Hmm.
foreseeing. So yeah, like you said, I think that's really good advice. That can you have to continue to innovate and
Yes.
work with the times. And I think I
Work with
even
the
read an
times.
article, and Bill Gates said the same thing.
Hmm.
So, you guys are on the same level. Like, you
Oh
have to,
wow, Bill
yeah,
Gates level.
you have to strategize and,
I've yet to get to
re-strategize
his, you know.
his
But
wealth.
yes, you constantly have to strategize. You don't wait things for things to die down, whatever. You go
Hmm.
with the flow. You need to be ahead.
Hmm.
So yeah, but it kills me to know that a lot of people are struggling, because sometimes their struggle is
Yeah,
more real. It's like literally
definitely.
they have no money to put food on the table. But for those
Hmm.
of you, if you have the space, don't be wallowing in your despair. Think about how you can create and make this, you know, from negative to positive.
Hmm. Thanks so
Yeah.
much. You've always been so encouraging and inspiring, and that's what I love about you. Thank you
Oh
for always leaving me messages here and there. It really means a lot when I read
no,
it.
I
So
love what
thank you
you're
so much.
doing. Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. Go. I mean, I enjoy whenever I could drop by your life. It's just really
Yeah,
enjoyable because any moms out there would love to hear what other moms have to say because
yeah,
they want to see whether
definitely.
what they're doing is relatable and stuff like that. So keep doing the
Mhm.
show. Thank you for doing this mommy time. I love it.
You're most welcome. And thank you guys. I mean, I always say this in almost every episode that I'm so grateful for all the moms who have come on. I mean, you guys are truly the inspiration to me, and I feel like whatever you guys say, I mean, a lot of times like we see you on social media and everything looks so nicely curated and so
Mm-hmm.
perfect and so glamorous. So it's nice to be able to have like a real conversation, all stripped down and really pick your
Mm-hmm.
brain and stuff like that. So thank you so much for your time. I think we only have like what, a minute left.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to slowly say goodbye before we get abruptly cut off.
Yes. For those who were
Thank
watching, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hope
Thank you guys for
we.
tuning in. Yeah. And thank you so much for your time, Sazzy, once again. And
Thank you,
stay
man.
safe
Yes, you stay safe too, and kisses to your little ones, 2 and 6 months. Oh my God. Well, maybe 3, right, this year?
next year.
Oh, next year. Okay, sorry, two
Yeah.
and 6 months.
6 months.
God,
Yeah.
twins
Send my
lah.
love to your twins and also to Idris as well and to
Will
Nash.
do.
I don't want him to be left out. So
No, it's fine. But
and
yes.
and I'm still waiting for your next TikTok, okay?
Okay,
Get
okay,
Ask Iman
okay.
to get
Pressure's
on it.
on, my God. Okay, I'm gonna tell my daughter like, baby, I'm
Yeah.
gonna come. Mommy's gonna come up with another TikTok. Please help mommy
Yeah.
out. So I still have yet to figure out the whole app. Okay, it's crazy. But thank you so much,
Okay.
everybody else. Stay home. Yes, stay safe. Stay home,
Stay
Kat
safe.
Sazzy. I love staying home. No problem. But yes,
Good
you too,
night.
Megan. Stay
Thank
safe and
you.
stay
You
healthy.
too. Take care and look forward to be
Thanks for
able
having
to,
me.
be able to physically hug you and give you
Yes,
kisses.
now
So for
one
now, it's
day,
just
one day.
virtual. Virtual
And now
kisses to you.
everything's virtual, social distance, 1 meter apart, and all this stuff. So,
Yeah.
all
Good
right.
night.
Good night. Stay
Bye.
healthy. Mwah.
You too.
And say hi to
Mama.
your husband as well. I also don't
Yeah,
want to leave my
will
husband
do.
out. Okay. Bye.
Bye.